Hopefully Twitch is nice and cooperative today. It usually is, but you just never know. Cause F1. Oh, go away notifications. So many notifications. Righty, I think the stream's up. Cat's up. And the audio is working as well. I caught that just before the Twitch ad came along, which is 30 seconds long. That's great. Right. With everything working as it should, hello and welcome to the 23rd round of the AM1 Championship here on Contest of Speed. Why can't I... wrong controller. I was going to say, why couldn't I access the spectator menu for? There we go. Yes, I'm Lane Everingham, your commentator for this event. We're back, and this time we're at the newest addition to the Formula One schedule, the Jeddah Corniche circuit for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. This 3.87 mile, 27 turn circuit was added to F1 2021 in mid-November as the final track DLC for the game. In real life, the circuit created a lot of controversy before, during, and after its inaugural race, and I have a feeling we're going to see the same thing here in the virtual world. Located right next to the Red Sea, Jeddah is one of the most unique circuits we go to on the calendar. It mainly consists of high-speed S's where the driver's ability to hit apexes and hold a racing line will be put to the ultimate test. As a result of its design, average speeds here are over 250 kilometers per hour, which is quite insane for a street circuit. But don't let that fool you. It's still very much a street circuit. It's incredibly tough to pass, with your best chances of making an overtake are with the help of DRS into turn 1 and into the final corner, turn 27. You also have DRS into turn 13, but that doesn't really open up any opportunities, really. The concrete walls are lingering nearby as well. So, if you do make a mistake, you'll likely face some sort of consequence that will likely see you out of the race. Or more than likely. There is still a little bit of runoff here and there that you can use. Just be careful, is basically what I'm saying. But qualifying should be pretty entertaining. The race could be intense. We'll have to wait and see. And being the Middle East, there is no chance of rain. So hopefully we all get to enjoy ourselves tonight, but as it was proven last week, you never quite know with this game. You never quite know. There's not too much in terms of news from last week. If you tuned in last week, it was rather short. That was because the game exploded, basically. It's the best way of putting it. Everything just went wrong all at once, and it was not fun. So the championship standings haven't changed. We've got a few reserve drivers in tonight. We've got Motown Motor City replacing Arba. Matty Robbo's hopped in the spare seat in the Williams. Aboud is in the Aston Martin for Freddie. And we should have Elliot, but he's not present for KD, who has some sort of internet trouble. And we got IRL Shane in for Kitten Petter, but Kitten's actually in the lobby. He's spectating, though, which is strange. And he hasn't messaged anything in the Discord saying if he wanted to join me here, so I don't know what he's up to. But that's pretty much it in terms of news. We can now focus properly on this qualifying session. Now, we see here Barmer, he's on the medium compound tyre. A couple of other drivers are doing it as well. Aaron Carey, he has the medium tyres fitted on. And Cam Tizzle is doing a lap as well, down in P10. Coming on to the main straightaway is Barmer, the man who is still second in the championship. Crosses the line, does a 1 minute 28.495. He's been on a charge to try and pass Passassin for the overall championship lead. VR is greater than him. Hello, Kitten Petter. Good to see you're watching along in the chat. Now, Bersey here is coming towards the end of a flying lap currently. He doesn't have a lap time. Yellow flags in the first sector, probably just Barmer going slowly to try and let traffic through. Exits the final turn. He'll open DRS and cross the line to set a 1 minute 28.8 to go P4. Now, we'll see if we can't find someone. We'll take you on a proper flying lap of the circuit. Cameron's getting ready, and I think he's sporting an Ayrton Senna helmet, or at least Ayrton Senna-esque. It's quite cool. Oh, dearie me, that's an awfully quick pit entry there from Shane. There was a patch recently, as Preferreds goes up to the top of the table. Version 1.15 was released, and part of that patch is that they fixed some of the problems with pit entry and pit exit, where a driver could get upwards of 3 5-second time penalties at pit exit. You could cop 15 seconds for just crossing the pit lane white lines, which is ridiculous, and it took them a while to actually fix it, so I'm glad it's finally been amended. Well, we're right on board here with Cameron. Give you a proper tour of this mightily long racetrack. Down the pit straightaway, you'll head down to the opening complex, turns 1 and 2, the slowest corners on the racetrack. Brings it down from 8th gear down to 3rd for turn 1, keeps it in 3rd through turn 2. Oh, a bit sideways on the exit, but he keeps it straight, that's the main thing. Coming up to turns 4 and 5, you have to cut a lot of turn 4 and a bit of turn 5. Now the fast S's begin through turn 6, into 7 and 8. Then through 9 and 10, he invalidates at the exit of 8. He's still pushing though. Around turn 12 now, he'll open DRS, head down to the long left-hand sweeper of 13. It's slightly banked, so it pushes you towards the inside, but if you get on the throttle a little bit too early, you can oversteer and spin out. Around turn 14, then 15, into 16. This is a tricky corner to get right. Then you have to cut off 17 and not do what Cameron did there and smash into the barrier. This is turns 18, 19, I believe this is turn 20, no, it's 21, then 22, as he understeers a lot, he must have wing damage through, 23 and 24. As a Haas is on its way, it's Electric Blade, we're right on board with him. Coming around turn 26, Cameron trying to get out of the way here, there he goes. And now around the final corner, turn 27. There's the most amount of corners of any racetrack on the calendar, and it's ridiculous to try and keep up with all of them. But the key ones to look out for, probably turns 1, 2, 4 and 5, 7 and 8 are probably good ones as well. Turn 10, the sweeper of 13, the chicane of 16 and 17, and the other chicane of 22 and 23. Yellow flag's just in front, it's an Alpine. Is that Express? It is. He's almost come to a stop here. Better get moving soon, otherwise he might get disqualified. There goes a bow. There he goes. Finally gets going. No, it's going to be very tricky to keep up with all these different corners. This is my first time commentating here at the circuit. I've done one race here before. It was actually a lot of fun. The track is incredibly demanding, but when you get it right, it's so satisfying. Especially if you're not using a racing line. It's quite difficult to try and pick up where your apexes are. Matthew Robbo does a 30.3. Currently 2.3 seconds off pole position. I'm sure he's got plenty of more time underneath him. Let's see here. Andy getting ready. Bursey getting ready. Same with the Aboud. He's coming through turns 22 and 23. Barmer beginning a flying lap. He's coming around turn 8 into 9 and 10. Then through this brief chicane of 11 and 12, he'll open DRS down towards the fast left-hand sweeper of turn 13. He was up by a half a second in the first sector, so he's found plenty of time. Gets a nice exit out of 13 through 14 into turns 15, 16, and then into 17. Important that you don't cut too much, otherwise you'll invalidate your lap. Around 18 and 19 into turn 20, 21. Now into the fast chicane of 22 and 23. It's important that you maximize the width of the circuit here, just like Barmer's done there. Perfect line. Exits 24, around 25. There's DRS wide open, keeping a narrow line. Around turn 26, up towards the final corner, turn 27. Get on the anchors, bring it down to third gear, second gear in fact. Short shifting back up to third. Uses all the curb on the outside, right up against the wall on the exit. He has DRS open. He'll cross the line to go up to pole position with a 1 minute 27.366. Beating Preferreds by about 6.5 tenths, who is getting ready to set a flying lap. Vermouth jumps up to P2 with a 27.8. Still just under half a second off Barmer's pole time. Red Bull now making its way through 1 and 2. Around the brief left-hand kink of turn 3. Now into turns 4 and 5. Again, important you maximise the track width, but you don't want to understeer or oversteer through this section. Around turn 8, then into 9 and 10. You see them modulating the brake and throttle nicely, just getting the nose tucked into the apex. First sector says he's 3.5 tenths up. Around the sweeper of turn 13, third gear, short shifts to fourth to find the traction. Uses all the road on the outside there without brushing the wall. Coming up to the critical chicane of 16 and 17, brings it down to fifth gear. Uses a bit of that inside runoff area, takes a very nice line through there. Now he's got the next critical part of the racetrack, turns 22 and 23. He's up by almost 4.5 tenths in the middle sector. There's Cameron, I think, getting out of the way. Exits 24, then around 25. And he keeps it nice and narrow around 26 into turn 27, where we saw Max Verstappen bin his flying lap at the end of qualifying in the real-life Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and Preferreds almost does the same. He was awfully close to that outside wall. Runs out of battery, crosses the line. That's a very nice lap timer. 1 minute 27.585. It's currently 2 tenths off pole, so that's a pretty solid effort there. About he's probably going to go back. No, he's not. He's probably going to have another go. Wait and see in about a minute's time. Vermouth's going back into the pits. Bursey's getting ready. Andy's going back in. Brought out yellow flags. He was going a bit slowly. Not sure if he made a mistake or not. Cam's getting ready. Express. He's in the first sector. What about Aaron here? Oh, according to the minimap, he's purple to the middle sector. Though I doubt that. That's still very much a glitch. Exits 24, around 25. It could be a genuine purple sector. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. Up towards the critical final corner. Brakes at the 50 board. Brings it down to third gear. Modulates the throttle. Or a hint of understeer, I think, after the apex. See the front end almost brushing the wall as Motown retires in the pit lane. Aaron jumps up to P5 with a 28.1. Pretty nice grid position. Both Haas's inside the top 10. Both doing pretty well. Bowed here, making his way through the first sector. Very fast, very intense as he invalidates at turn 8. Incredibly easy to do. Insanely easy to do. It's so on edge through that first sector. So easy to lose grip with either the front end or the rear end of the car. Yeah, Bursey, he might be going back into the pits. He's 3 tenths down on this lap. He doesn't have a red fuel icon, so he isn't low on fuel just yet. Cam, though, he's up by 7 tenths in the first sector, coming up to the middle sector split. The clock says he's almost up by an entire second. So he's looking at a 28.7 at this stage. He's still got 1 sector to go through, though. Around turn 25, he hugs the inside as best he can. Around 26. Now into the critical final corner. Brings it down to third gear. Keeps it in third. Short shifts to fourth. Very nice exit there. Was well off the wall. Now it's just a dash to the control line. The clock says he does a 28.3. Jumps up to P6. Improving by 1.3 seconds. That's a very healthy improvement. Aaron, I think he's getting ready. This potentially could be his final flying lap. The lap here is quite long. In fact, no, he's ducking back into pit lane. Fair enough. See here, Electric Blade has just begun a flying lap, I believe. Around turn 7 into 8. Oh, an understeering wide. Fortunately, he didn't cop an invalidation there, but he does there at turn 10 instead. As somebody comes through, that's Cam. He's on a in lap, I believe. I'll get through qualifying first, Pato. Then I can invite you in if you want to chat throughout the race. Barmer's making his way through the opening sector. He's looking to improve on his personal best. Around turn 10 into 11 and 12. He's coming up to the first sector split. He's down on his personal best, but not by much, by only 0.04 of a second. Chucks it into turn 13. Gets on the power as early as he dares. It's a nice line on the exit around turn 14. Into 15, 16 and 17 now. He has to be on his marks here. He does a pretty nice job. Oh, that's very close to the wall at the exit of 17. Around turn 19 into 20. He's coming up to the middle sector split. The clock says for Barmer he's up by 38 thousandths of a second. Through turn 22 into 23. He understeers wide, and as a result he cops an invalidation. He still has enough time though to set one more flying lap, and I'm sure he's going to try and do his best here with only 2 minutes left on the clock. Now, Aboud's getting ready. Aaron's getting ready. Got Express, I believe, on a flying lap. Coming out of 23 through 24. He'll open DRS around turn 25. Around this final sector, keeping it pinned. Entering the final hairpin at 318 kilometers an hour. Brings it down to third gear. Short shifts to fourth. Doesn't use the full width of the racetrack on the exit, but it was nice and tidy. Current PB is a 29.7. Express does a 28.9, improving by 7.5 tenths. A healthy improvement, but he stays P11. Andy has come to a dead stop. He might get disqualified if he stays like this. He probably will, actually. Being parked in a dangerous location. According to the game, anyway. There it is. Been disqualified. So Andy will start from the back for some reason. About on his final flying lap. He's making his way through turns 1 and 2. Barmer has invalidated this lap as well. Does he have enough time to try and set one more? Well, he's low on fuel as well. He should have time. Fuel might be a bit of a concern though. And those tyres won't be too grippy now, having done 2 flying laps on them. But he does have time in hand. Profodes getting ready. Nice wide entry to the final corner. That way he can slingshot himself down the main straight as Barmer goes into the pit lane. So his qualifying's done. Same with Aboud. He's invalidated in the first sector. Aaron, he's making his way to the first sector split. He's up by 1/10.5. Around turn 13. Brings it down to fourth gear. Gets on the power as early as he dares, nearly hitting the wall, using the full width of the racetrack. Into the critical chicane of 16 and 17, really chucking it in excuse me. Really chucking it into the chicane. Finally, I can say it. Middle sector says for Aaron. He's up by 2.5 tenths. That sort of improvement, he can jump up to fourth place. Around turn 24, he only has the final sector to go through. Vermouth is up by 1/10 in the first sector. And about session is done. Same with Profodes. So Aaron, what has he got? Into the final corner. Gets on the brakes. Gets it down to third gear. Gets on the power. Oh, he hits the wall at the exit. The front end hits the wall. Can he still improve? Yes, he can. He jumps up to P3 with a 27.8. Vermouth. As Cameron jumps up to the top with a 27.1, he's come out of nowhere. Oh, it's Vermouth. Deary me. Yeah, well, he's decided to retire out of the session then. Oof. An almighty accident. But no, I completely forgot about Cameron. Right at the bottom of the table. Then he vaults up to pole, beating his teammate by about 1/10.5. See here, Electric Blades coming through 16 and 17. I'm not sure if he's on a proper flying lap. And Bursey's just going to go back into the pits, it seems. No, Electric Blade is. He's up by 1/10. Oh, I see. And he had a phone call. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's just unfortunate he'll be starting from the back. In fact, both McLarens will be starting from the back. Here we come up to the final turn for Electric Blade. It's on the power early. Nice and tidy exit there. He'll keep it nice and narrow up towards the control line. Electric Blade. Oh, he actually backs off right at the end there. P8 is where he will finish at the end of qualifying. Yeah, that's always not fun, Cam. When you can almost get one more lap in, but you miss out by just a few seconds. I've done that a few times myself. But it's a Mercedes-Benz 1-2. Man, haven't we heard that a lot for the past 8 years? It's Cameron from Barmer for Fodes in third. Mercedes 1-2, Red Bull third. What isn't common is Aaron Carey in the Haas in fourth. Yeah, I would love to see a Haas in the top 5 one day, but no, we're stuck in the virtual world where this sort of stuff can happen. Abald in 5th, Vermu in 6th, Cam in 7th, Electric Blade in 8th, Bursey 9th, Dream 10th, Express in 11th, Wingett in 12th, Matty Robbo in 13th, and Motown in 14th, and then Shane and Andy, both McLarens not setting a lap time. I'll send you an invite in, Kitten, if you want to chat. This won't take me too long, hopefully. Dum da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum. Dum da dum da dum da dum da dum. Dum dum dum. There you are. If you want to chat, you can come and chat. There we are. Right here. So only a few more seconds to go through and then the drivers will begin their formation lap. We'll see what tyres everyone has decided to start on. Right, off they go on their formation lap. Bring up the tyre graphic. See the top 10 starting on the soft compound tyre. That's the tyre that they qualified on, obviously. The first driver outside the top 10 is Express 44. He's starting on fresh soft compound tyres, so he's planning to be nice and aggressive off the start. Wingett in P12 starting on the mediums. Matty Robbo in 13th, also on the mediums. Motown in P14 on the soft tyre. Then the two McLarens are starting on the mediums. Shane and Andy starting from the back. So we've got 4 cars on the mediums, that means 12 on the soft tyre, and I'm pretty certain the strategy here is a fairly simple soft medium or medium soft. You do have to feel a little bit for the medium tyre runners because they won't have that initial speed compared to the soft tyre right at the beginning. So if they lose the leaders early, it'll be quite difficult to catch up. That is, of course, if we don't have any safety cars at any point, which I find doubtful here at Jeddah. I imagine safety cars would be quite abundant. They certainly were when I did a league race here as a driver. I had about 2 or 3 and I think 1 virtual safety car. Rather nuts. But, I'm sure the Mercedes-Benz drivers are just thinking to break away from those behind, try and build up a margin. That way they can do their own thing, and if it does remain green throughout the entirety of the race, then it should be a fairly simple victory for Mercedes-Benz. But this track is anything but simple, as Cameron is exploring track limits there at the final corner, getting some muck on his tyres to boot. Probably not the smartest thing in the world to do. I agree, Cam, especially if you're in the midfield. The start is going to be a bit nerve-wracking. You got this tight chicane-like complex to get through first, and then it's head first into the high-speed S's in the first sector, where it's so easy to make a mistake. And when the field's all bunched up, if someone does make a mistake, it's more than likely going to catch out a few other people as well. So hopefully everybody can get through the opening lap. I'm sure that's on everybody's mind for the start of this race. We'll just be waiting on the back 2 to line up into their grid slots. There we go. Now we're all set to race here. Got 16 cars lined up, ready to race. We got 10 red lights. And we are underway here in Jeddah. Cameron gets a nice start. So does Cam from P6. Here we go down towards turn 1. Profodes is into second place. Barma can't fight back. It's almost 3 wide there in the background coming through turns 1 and 2. Around turn 3 up towards the chicane of 4 and 5. In they go. All of them line astern trying to get through this opening lap. Midfield filtering through now. The helmetless Electric Blade in P7. A bit wide there from Dream. That's likely a warning through turn 10 into 11 and 12. They complete the first sector with ease and not a single yellow flag in sight. That's absolutely fantastic. Through turn 13. Leaders are now trying to break away. There's a bit of a gap you can see between Vermu and Aaron. There's also a bit of a gap between Barma and Vermu as well. Around turn 17. Onto the back half of the racetrack. More high-speed S's to get through. That's amazing to see. Not a single yellow flag on this opening lap. Look at Cameron pulling away. Profodes is under pressure here from Barma as they go underneath the hotel around turn 24. And they're heading towards the hairpin of 27. The final corner on the racetrack. And here comes Barma. Looking down the inside towards the hairpin. He's got in front. Profodes can't really fight around the outside. The corner doesn't allow it. And at the end of the lap, it's still a Mercedes 1-2 with Cameron in the lead, followed by Barma, the gap being 1 second. Profodes is right behind, closing in on the Mercedes-Benz. He's not close enough to attack into turn 1. Vermu in 4th place, 1.3 seconds behind Profodes. He's starting to lose a little bit of ground. He's gained a bit, though, in the opening 2 corners, so doing a good job. Motown and Shane battling. They're side by side heading towards turn 4. They're still side by side entering turn 4. Oh, as Motown almost loses it there. Here comes Matty Robbo. Oh, the sideways AlphaTauri there of Motown. Almost caught out a few people there. Almost caught out himself, but fortunately he keeps the car going. He hasn't hit anything. That's the main thing. Shane has got a 3-second time penalty as well, I noticed. The first of the night and probably not the last. We're going to see a few more of those, I reckon. As Cameron falls to second. What's happened to Cameron? He's got a missing end plate on the right-hand side of his front wing, so he's obviously smashed a barrier at some point. He'll have to come in and get that fixed. So drama over at the Mercedes camp, and here comes the move. Oh, that's awfully tight. And it's still tight around turn 24 as the Ferrari hits the barrier on the outside. Here comes Aaron Carey. He's got the run of a lifetime. Down the inside at turn 26. He is through into 3rd. Up and around the final corner now. Cam has to try and get by the stricken Mercedes. Oh, don't go down the inside. There we go. Cameron moves to the left because he's going into the pits. Vermu, Aaron, side by side down the main straightaway towards turn 1. Vermu has the inside line. Aaron will try and hold it around the outside, which he does. That gives him the inside line to 2. But Vermu doesn't care. He swoops around the long way to take 3rd place. Awesome stuff between those two. Around turn 4, into turn 5. Aaron will just try and keep up with the Ferrari. DRS is now enabled, so he doesn't need to be too aggressive through here. He just needs to stay within a second. Oh, a hint of oversteer there, exiting turn 8. Around turn 10 through 11 and 12. You'll open DRS and close in a little bit on the Ferrari of Vermu. Dream gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, the second of the night. And that definitely won't be the last. We'll see a lot more of those. Greeny's got Bursey just behind within a second. Wingett's got Shane for company. Motown's got both Matty Robbo and Andy Wu. And it's a bit of a gap behind to Cameron and Express and About. So a few other drivers I failed to notice got into trouble in the opening laps. Down in 15th and 16th place. See they're about on the medium. Same with Express. So a few drivers get into trouble early on. It's definitely not over. We're bound to see a safety car at some point. Up and around the final corner. The battle for 3rd is intensifying as Dream and Bursey are battling around the final corner. Oh, as Dream almost puts it into the wall. He then relinquishes P7. Bursey takes that place. He's now got a bit of clear track in front of him as Vermu looking down the inside of Aaron here. Aaron fights back at turn 2, but again Vermu finds traction around the long way and takes 3rd place back. Fantastic battling between these two. Around turn 4, then turn 5. Into turn 6, then into 7 and 8. Keeping it well within the white lines there. Nice, tidy driving from these three. That was likely a warning there for Vermeer. I think he had all 4 wheels over the white line. Aaron's closing in, but not by enough, surely. No. He stays behind, stays in P4. Express gets a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. He's down in 15th place, trying to close in. Matty Robbo overtakes Motown. That was for P11. Through turn 16 and 17 comes this battle pack for P3. And there's Electric Blade just behind, getting ready to join onto the queue, join in on the battle. Into 22 and 23. They really chuck it in through here, use the full width of the circuit. The mood just pulling away ever so slightly to Aaron as they come around turn 25. Through 26 into 27. None of these guys are quite close enough to try and make moves into here, but we might see a bit of action into turn 1. Aaron will try and get drive out of the corner, which he does. He sits in the slipstream and opens DRS. Uses a little bit of battery, not a lot, just a little bit. And look at him close in. Look at the overspeed. Vermeer defends the inside. Into turn 1 we go. They're side by side again through turn 1. They're side by side again through turn 2. And again Vermeer hangs on to P3 as Electric Blade moves into P5 through that opening complex. Shane, a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. But Cam's still very much in this battle in P6. He has lost a little bit of ground to the 2 in front, but he's still there within 1 second. Exiting turn 10 through 11 and 12. Aaron will get DRS again, but again, he's not close enough to try and do anything just yet. As Andy makes an overtake on Motown, running wide as well at turn 8, but he's into P12, and he's going to try and close in on Matty Robbo for P11. Meanwhile, out in front, Barmer with a 1.2 second lead. Profodes, he stayed with him for a bit, stayed within that 1 second range. He's just fallen outside of it now. Losing a 10th here, a 10th there. Hopefully he can still keep this fight at the front alive. These 4 though, they're still going at it for 3rd place. Aaron, can he get the run he needs to try and attack the Ferrari? Here we go, around turn 26. Vermeer defending that inside line. Aaron swoops around the long way though to take 3rd place before the final corner. Vermeer though will get DRS down the main straight. Will he be able to retake that 3rd place? Here we go. We begin lap 6 of 25 here at Saudi Arabia. Looking around the long way. He'll try and take the inside line at turn 2, but Aaron will try and do what Vermeer did a few laps ago. But Vermeer's not having any of it. He keeps that inside line. He keeps 3rd. Incredible. Electric Blade trying to look for way past his teammate there at turn 4. He was unable to make the move stick. Around turn 8 we go. The move just pulling away ever so slightly, opening up a 6/10 margin, but Aaron will close back in with the power of DRS down towards turn 13. Motor City is into the pits as well. He might be changing onto the medium compound tyre. He most certainly has. You can see now half the field is on the medium tyre. Might see a few more people come in, change onto the medium shortly. Around turn 17 through 18 and 19. Look at this lovely aerial shot here. You can see so much of the racetrack. You can see all 4 cars in this battle in this one camera shot around the incredibly long sweeper. Up towards the final corner, Aaron. He's got Electric Blade trying to draw alongside into the final turn. Aaron leaves him enough room on the outside. And I think they're squabbling. Yeah, look, Bersy and Dream, they're catching up now. We got another 2 contenders closing in. Here comes Aaron. Here comes Electric Blade. Vermeer, what will he do? He'll defend the racing line down the inside. Oh, goes Cameron on Electric Blade. Oh, he almost loses the back end as well. Electric Blade hangs on. Cameron loses the back end a little bit at turn 2. But he keeps P6. And now Bersy and Dream are well and truly in this battle. Around turn 6 into 7 and 8. Can't really do too much here. You just need to make sure you don't make any mistakes. Exiting turn 10 up towards the first sector split. All of these guys will now have DRS. So So we've got a DRS train of 6 cars. Oh. It's going to be fairly intense between this lot. Through 16 and 17. The Moo just losing a little bit of ground to Aaron. Not that he'd mind too much, as Aboud has retired out of the race. He has crashed. Oh my goodness me. And we have a safety car. So I guess from where he ended up, I think he hit the inside wall at turn 6. And that spat him into the outside wall between 6 and 7, I think. That would be my educated guess. But everyone will be pitting for medium tyres. All those on the soft tyres, they'll be pitting for mediums. For sure. In they come. This will bunch the field up once more. In comes Aaron, in comes the Moo, in comes Electric Blade. So it'll be a double stack for Haas. So Electric Blade is going to lose a few positions here. Everyone else comes in. What will the medium runners do, out of curiosity? Shane will be the first car. He stays out, so he's going to take a whole heap of track position with him staying out. Hard tyres going on Cam's car. He's the only driver going onto the hards. Yeah, probably not a wise decision. Andy's gone onto the hards as well, so has Wing It. But I think they were on the mediums to begin with, if I recall correctly. I'll double check that out of curiosity. Yeah, see here, Andy was on the medium, so he had to change onto the hard tyres. Same with Wing It. You can see the front wing changes as well for some of the leaders. So Express coming in on lap 2, Cameron, Aboud, and Motor City also coming in for front wing changes. So only 4 drivers out of the 16 getting damage on the first lap, which is, oh well, in the opening laps I should say, which is actually pretty good considering how demanding this racetrack is. So we've got 3 drivers on the hard tyre. Everyone else, except for Matty Robbo, I just noticed, he's on the soft tyre in P12. Interesting. Well, he won't be able to do 20-something laps on that. He might be doing 1 lap on these, then changing onto the mediums. I'll double check what Matty has done. Pit stops. Scroll. Yeah, so Matty started on the medium tyre. He's also got a front wing change as well in that stop. And he's hopped onto the soft tyre. What he's doing, he's going to do 1 lap on the softs, then hop back onto the medium tyre. He should have a second set of relatively fresh or completely fresh medium compound tyres, depending on what he did during qualifying. Yeah, so he'll hop on those and go to the end. And he won't lose too much track position by doing this either. He'll only lose 2, maximum of 3 places by doing that. So that won't hurt him too much. Let's see if I'm wrong though. I'm sure he's coming in. Yeah. Oh, Wing It and Andy do the same. Interesting. So instead of chucking on the soft tyre, they chucked on the hard tyre. They're doing the same. So they're putting back on the medium compound tyre. You can see there with Wing It, the yellow sidewall tyre. Same with Matty Robbo. No, that's good, smart driving there. Get the tyre compound requirement out of the way. Get onto the medium tyre. Probably the best race tyre, at least from my 1 race experience around this circuit. The medium tyre, it can last a while around here. Last a long while. And it just provides you with well-rounded grip and durability. And if I recall, it's not... Once the tyres get a bit worn, the difference between the mediums and the softs isn't too great. So, the drivers on fresh tyres getting their tyres warmed up. So that means the only driver who hasn't pitted yet is Shane in 3rd. I'm pretty certain he hasn't pitted yet. I'll double check. Might as well. We're on the safety car. Shane, have you boxed? No. The answer is nope. Yep. Started from 15th, currently 3rd. The Belgian has to make one more stop, and he'll be aiming to do a medium soft. He'll probably need a bit of luck to go his way, though, with safety cars. He needs a well-timed safety car, because everyone else is set to go to the end. And everyone's on the mediums. Shane's on old mediums, and Cam is the only other exception. He's on the hard tyre. He might be a bit on the back foot. Barber will now control the field. We'll get rid of the tyre graphic. We probably don't need that now. We'll wait later until the next pit stop window. Bye-bye, Aston Martin safety car. We might see you again. Who knows? We'll wait and see. Leaderboard's covering up the field a little bit. We'll remove that briefly. As Barber comes around the final corner, he backs up the field again. And there he goes. He takes off. And so does the rest of the field. So we're back on the green flag running here at Jeddah. It's Barber who leads by half a second to Profodes. And then Shane just behind in third. Aaron Carey looking for a way to get by the McLaren at turn one. Was unable to do so, but you can see how close he is. He is right behind that rear wing, exiting turn two. Electric Blade moves into P8 as well, I just noticed. Overtaking Dream, who was demoted to 9th. Through turn 7, then turn 8. Aaron's working away. He has way better grip on those fresh tyres, and you can see that quite evidently. Down towards 13. Aaron's closing in. He's looking to the inside. He's going for it down the inside at 13. A ballsy manoeuvre, but he gets it done, and Vermeulen follows suit into P4. That required a lot of respect between those two and a lot of competent driving, but they made it work. A bit unfortunate for Shane being demoted 2 places, but thankfully for him, he's still in the race. That could have been quite nasty. Cameron's up into P8, overtaking Cam. On those hard tyres, he just won't have the pace compared to everyone else. Dream, oh, I thought he might go for it there. Oh, Cam's run wide, he slows down as well. Here comes the Alpine of Express, who swoops on by as well. Cam falls to 11th, and here comes Motown Motor City to also fly through into 11th place. So Cam down quite a few positions. Matty overtaking Andy. He's into 14th. Barber sets a new fastest lap. Vermeulen has got a run on Aaron. Aaron defends the inside line, heading towards turn 1, and he keeps that inside line. Vermeulen's looking left and right to try and find a way past the Haas, but he's unable to do so. Oh, hang on, no. He draws alongside into turn 4. Can he keep it there? No. Aaron Carey swoops in, takes his 3rd place back, puts Vermeulen back in his place. Around turn 9 into turn 10, the Ferrari just working away. No DRS just yet, so he doesn't have that advantage, but he still has the toe. Down towards turn 13, Motown, a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. And they're going to come on thick and fast now, I reckon, with everyone having to get back into their rhythm around the racetrack after the safety car period. Through 16 and 17. See how quickly they go through that section. It's insane. And you're very much on edge through there. Very easy to make a mistake as Wingett moves into P11. Shane, he now has Bursey and Electric Blade for company as he understeers wide at 23. Bursey will close in a little bit. Look at Aaron pulling away. You can see the margin, 6/10, make that 7/10. And here comes Bursey, and Shane doesn't really put up a fight. He just realistically can't. Around the final corner now, Blades on the back of the McLaren. Oh, as he almost goes into the wall. DRS is now enabled as Matty Robbo overtakes Motown for P12. Here comes Blade down the inside. Shane doesn't put up a fight. His race isn't with these folks just yet. He needs a bit of luck to go his way. Cameron's on the back of Blade now. Around turn 3, heading up to the chicane of 4 and 5. He's not close enough to attack here. But if he can get a nice run through the S section, he might be able to overtake into 13, just like we saw with Aaron a few laps prior. Profodes gets his first penalty of the night. He now has 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Cameron's got a run. Oh, but he doesn't carry the momentum onto the straightaway before 13. He's close, but just not close enough to attack into the sweeper. Exiting said sweeper. They're all awfully close. Blade's close to Bursey. Bursey isn't too far behind Vermeulen, and Aaron's disappeared. He's got a 1.8 second margin as someone has spun. That is Andy. Oh, and he's collected Motown as well. So the two coming together in some sort of way as Vermeulen drops down to P5. Does Vermeulen have damage or something? He's lost a lot of pace as Electric Blade goes through. Here comes Cameron to try and follow suit. He's right behind the Ferrari. You can see Vermeulen pulling well out of the way. He has to have damage. Surely. I don't know where he got it from as Motown has crashed. He's out. You can see he's not stationary at turn 27. No safety car as of yet. We'll wait and see in a few moments' time. As Matty Robbo overtakes Wingett down the inside. Oh, that was a tad bit nasty. Wingett still right behind, fighting for position. Vermeulen is going into the pits. Cameron looking around the outside of Bursey here at 1. It gives him the inside line at 2. Bursey, though, fights back around the long bay. Can he keep the track? Oh, that was awfully close at turn 3. Up towards turn 4, Bursey. He just gives Cameron the position. He was on the racing line. Oh, as Cameron loses the back end there and somehow keeps it out of the barrier. Great driving to save that. Not too many people would have saved that. My goodness. Down the straightaway towards turn 13. Comes around the sweeper now. Very easy to lose the back end here. You have to be careful applying the power. See Bursey nice and tidy on the exit. Keeping up with Cameron here in P5, who's now got Electric Blade in his sights. Around the back half of the racetrack we go. Up towards the key chicane of 22 and 23. Really chucking it in at high speed, using the full width of the circuit. As Cameron's got a run and a half. He's got DRS to help him out too. Looking around the long way, there's really not much Electric Blade can do. Cameron's in front. He's into 4th. What Electric Blade can do is try and fight back down the main straight, but he doesn't get the same traction that Cameron gets out of the final corner. But down the main straight, he is closing in. Up towards turn 1. Look at the overspeed the Haas has. Cameron defends the inside. Blade lets him have it. Through the opening chicane we go. Shane is into the pits as well in the McLaren, so he's getting off those medium compound tyres. He might be getting a front wing change as well. He's on soft compound tyres. He has to do a fair bit of driving on those to get them. Actually, no, he doesn't. About 12 laps. No, that's very doable. As Bursey gets a 3-second time penalty and multiple warnings. No, I thought Shane was pitting early. No. The soft tyres can easily do 12 laps. Profodes working away on the race leader. The top two have well and truly pulled away from the rest of the pack. The gap between Profodes and Aaron is 5.2 seconds, so this is it. The battle for the lead. And at the moment, Bummer's holding all the cards. He can just let Profodes by here. Well, but Profodes is having none of it. Ooh, tactics. This is Hamilton and Verstappen all over again. It's the same cars as well. So Profodes, he won't give Bummer DRS here down the main straightaway. Instead, he'll keep that for himself and try and pass into 1. Though he doesn't have the momentum to do that. He's saving a little bit of battery as Cameron sets a new fastest lap. He was closing in on Aaron and sends it down the inside at 1. The two almost make contact at the opening corner. As they exit the chicane, Cameron is awfully sideways and slots back into P4. So he's got to try and fight around the long way here at turn 4. He has the inside line for 5 and he makes the move stick. He's into 3rd place. Fairly ballsy move around the long way, and surprisingly, he didn't get an illegal overtake prompt either. I thought he had all 4 wheels over the white line. I guess I was wrong. So, what's an overtake from Cameron? See what Aaron can do in response to that. Try and keep up, stay within that 1 second range of the Mercedes-Benz. Try and fight back in some sort of fashion. Got Bursey in P5 with Electric Blade just behind. In P6. Oh, he's almost outside of the second range now. Wingett getting by Matty Robbo there. In the back half of the racetrack. Coming through turns 22 and 23. Both drivers are fairly even at this point, but Matty, he'll get DRS and close in on the Ferrari. Where does he look? He looks to the outside on the racing line. Wing it. He'll try and fight. Oh no, he actually gives Matty the position there. Gets a bit sideways on the exit too, as Electric Blade goes into the pit lane. Cameron gets a 3-second time penalty. Blade must have wing damage. That's the only reason why he would be coming in. Yeah, front wing at the ready. You can see the missing end plate on the left-hand side. The new front wing is bolted on. Matty's still working away. These two having a fairly nice battle. Exiting 5 through 6 into 7 and 8. Very intense through here. It's so easy to make a mistake, but both drivers get through unscathed. Matty gets DRS. He'll close in here, but he won't close in by enough to attack into turn 13. Shane now in P10. He's trying to close in on his fresh tyres. Vermeer down in 11. He was fighting for the podium places, but he mysteriously got damaged and he's well down. He's basically banking on a safety car now to save his race. Same with Electric Blade, getting damaged at some point a few moments ago. Came down in 13th, then Andy down in 14th place. Barmer has got Profodes right behind. Bursey has overtaken Bursey has overtaken Aaron for P4. Profodes closing in. He's got the run on the Mercedes. Where does he look? He looks to the outside. Profodes, can he make it stick at turn 1? As I think Andy Wu has spun at turn 13. Oh, as Barmer gets a bit squirrely on the exit of turn 2. Profodes now takes the lead on lap 17 of 25. Barmer's not going to let this go, though. This battle is going to go on for a while, I reckon. As Shane sets a new fastest lap with a 30.7, effectively. Sector 2 yellows, that's Andy again, poor fella. Not having a good day out there, it seems. Barmer has DRS and is closing in. Aaron has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Through the S as we go towards 16 and 17. Barmer desperately trying to keep within that 1 second range of Profodes. Profodes, yeah, as I suspected, he's using up a fair bit of battery. Barmer's doing the same though in response. Desperately trying to keep himself in the fight for the outright win. Oh, see they're using the full width of the racetrack is what you have to do. Opens DRS and he'll now close in on the Red Bull. Heading up towards the final corner. Look at the overspeed. It's ridiculously overspeed between someone who has DRS and someone who doesn't. And using a bit of battery. And Profodes has run out of battery on this lap. That's why he's got the flashing red light. He has run out of battery on that lap. He's now got it back, and Barmer, quite easily, is back into the lead. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference between someone who has battery life left and someone who doesn't. It's quite a big difference. You have to say, quite a big difference. Through the S section. As Matty Robbo goes into the pits. Interesting, he might have wing damage. So he's coming in to get that fixed. Electric Blade sets a new fastest lap with a 30.673. Only just beating Shane's time. Exiting turn 13, Profodes. Still working away. Keeping within 3/10 of the Mercedes as Express gets a 3-second time penalty. Exiting turn 17. Coming through the high-speed S section in the second sector. See Barmer just pulling away ever so slightly. Now Profodes is getting him back. Through 22 and 23. Profodes, he'll get DRS and he'll close in on the Mercedes by quite a bit, I imagine. Here we go. Up towards the final corner. Profodes stays behind the Mercedes. Got tactical driving going on here between these two. He'll just use DRS again. He won't use a single bit of battery. He's going to save it up, getting ready for the final couple of laps to mount a proper assault for the lead. Of course, penalties are likely going to play a part in this battle. I think Profodes says 6 seconds. No, 3. So if Barmer gets a penalty, they're on even ground, and it's a genuine battle then for victory. See here, just how precise you have to be is the move. Oh, it's an express going into the pits. New front wing, soft tyres being bolted onto the car. New front wing being attached. There goes Cam. Matty Robbo is next. And here comes the Williams driver, so Express falls down to 13th. Shane closing in on Wing It. The gap is less than a second, but he does have 12 seconds worth of pens, which is a lot. Aaron and Bursey are having a battle for 4th place, and that's a genuine battle as well with the penalties. They both have 3 seconds each. A genuine battle on track. Cam now gets a penalty, 3 seconds next to his name. Through 22, then 23. Aaron will get DRS and close in by a lot. Here we go. This is the overspeed difference between the two cars. Aaron, will he go for the move? No, he won't. He'll stay behind. Both drivers trying to get a good exit. I think Bursey got the better one though. Using up a bit of battery as well as Aaron. Sitting in the slipstream with DRS wide open. Heading down towards turn 1. Looking down the inside into the opening corner. Aaron, oh, he pulls it up for turn 2. Bursey follows suit. And he draws alongside actually. He's looking around the long way here. Entering turn 4. Aaron, he shuts the door though. And he keeps P4. Cameron getting a 3-second time penalty. Electric Blade overtaking Vermouth. That was at turn 1 as he set the fastest lap of the race on the previous lap. This battle between these two is definitely not over. Speaking of which, the battle for the lead. Matty Robbo and Cam have just changed places. Cam's in the pit lane, that's why. It's a bit irritating with the penalty graphic. It doesn't come up with the pit graphic as well. So when you see a driver drop down the order and the pit graphic doesn't come up, you think someone's made a mistake. But no. It's just someone entering the pits. It's just a neat glitch with the penalty graphic on the leaderboard. Here comes Profodes. He's got to run, but again, he's staying behind. This is very much Hamilton, Verstappen stuff. At the same circuit in the same cars. And Barmer should get DRS here. He will, and he'll drive back by as Bursey overtakes Aaron. They're side by side down the main straight as it's 5 laps to go here in Jeddah. And Barmer hangs on. Cameron goes in. He must have damage. Yep. New front wing at the ready, but you can see his front wing looks fine. But obviously it isn't. Good to see that's still a thing. So this battle that was for 4th is now for 3rd. It's the final podium spot. Raises the stakes that little bit higher. Shane has retired in the pit lane, it seems. He's had enough. That's fair. Aaron will close in with the power of DRS to keep this battle alive as Shane leaves the session. I suppose it's only fair. Exiting turn 17, this battle between the top 2. It's going to continue until the final lap, and we're going to see a lot of tactical driving between these two with the back-to-back DRS zones at the exits of turn 24 and the final corner as Dream gets a 3-second time penalty. We have yellow flags. That's a Haas. That must be Electric Blade. He's made a mistake at 13. He gets going again and he loses a place to Vermouth. Profodes and Barmer are coming around the final corner. Profodes hangs on to second place as Barmer gets a bit squirrely on the exit. Look at all the battery Profodes has got. 90-odd%. He's using a lot of it, obviously, now. He was at 90% as we have yellow flags out as Barmer fights at turn 1. Around the outside of turn 2, the Mercedes is going to try and get the traction down. He does. They're side by side on the exit. Barmer gets the nose in front. Will the Red Bull fight? No. He'll slot back into P2. Great stuff as Bursey and Aaron are doing the same thing at the same part of the racetrack. Bursey takes 3rd place away from the Haas, and he actually pulls away a little bit as well. He got really nice drive out to turn 3. Around turn 5 they go. Aaron's losing ground. He's outside of a second. My goodness. Oh, he must have wing damage, surely. He's travelling very slowly through this section. He must have wing damage. But his wing looks fine. He's lost a whole second through there. Oh, that is so unfortunate. I was so looking forward to that battle for third, but it's now been destroyed, unfortunately, with some sort of minor contact that's completely destroyed Aaron's wing, even though it looks fine. It's really disappointing. Here we go. Now Profodes will get DRS. He'll try and slingshot by here. Barmer lets him go. Then slots back into the slipstream. Now Barmer will get DRS back on the main straight. Around the final corner they come. Get on the power as early as they dare. Profodes dumping his battery. Whatever he's got to try and hang on to the lead. But unfortunately, DRS is just that little bit too powerful as Barmer retakes the lead on 3 laps to go. Exiting turn 2, around turn 3. Matty Robbo, a 3-second time penalty, increasing his tally to 6. Around turn 5 into 6. And 7 and 8. Folks just sucking up all that dirty air. Unable to do anything through here. Sector 2 yellow flags. That's the McLaren in front. That must be Andy. As Profodes has a run. Looking down the inside at 13. He gets it done. He takes the lead. Barmer gets decent drive at the exit though, and he's using a bit of battery. He doesn't have as much as Profodes, but I reckon he has enough. Through 16. He bumps the wall on the inside. He just briefly bumped the wall on the inside, and now Kitten Panther decides to join. With 3 to go. You kidding? I could have used you a few laps ago, but now you decide to join.
My apologies. Man, I've been helping Burzy. I've been helping Burzy and Andy the entire race. I like to think that I'm obviously a good luck charm.
Oh, well. Well, you're doing pretty well for Burzy, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's ever had a podium in AM1 before. But yeah, he's doing great.
We'll have to look through the archives for that one, I guess, as the leaders begin the second last lap, lap 24 of 25, and Barmer retakes the lead at the beginning of the lap, but Profodes is going to try and fight back. He has a look down the inside as Andy retires from the session. Fair enough, I suppose. Not going to score any points down in 13th. He's had a fairly wretched night, unfortunately. Vermoo, a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings, increasing his tally to 6 seconds. 4/10 separate these two as we have yellow flags out. What's that for? Oh, it's Andy's car coming back out onto the track. Good to see that's still a thing. Down and around turn 13, the gap is 0.3 of a second. So long as Barmer doesn't get a penalty, the victory is his, but getting a penalty around here is quite easy to do. We saw the lap before. He made a mistake at this very corner at 16. Coming out to 17 through 18 and 19. Somehow that's 2 corners. I don't understand why, but it is. Around to 20 and 21. Into 22 and 23. Profodes. He's right on the gearbox of the Mercedes. What does he do? Does he go for the overtake now? Or does he wait for the pit straight? Barmer, he's going to let him through. Looking around the long way. It's fairly tight between these two. Heading up towards the final hairpin. Profodes needs to get great drive out of here. Try and hang on to this lead. It's a pretty nice run, but so does Barmer. He is very close. He's using up whatever battery he's got left. We now begin the final lap, lap 25 or 25. Here comes Barmer, looking down the inside into turn 1. They both break leg. They're both side by side. Through turn 2 they go. They're still side by side. Profodes tries to shut the door. Oh, and a big wiggle from Profodes. They're side by side heading towards turn 4. Barmer has the inside line, but Profodes has the inside line for 5. They're side by side heading towards 6. They make wheel-to-wheel contact as they go through 7 and 8. Profodes still right behind, only 2/10 behind in fact. Coming through turn 10 into 11 and 12. Profodes will have DRS. He'll close in on the Mercedes-Benz, heading towards turn 13, but he won't go for the move. He's smart enough not to go for it yet. He just has to follow the Mercedes. Around the final half of the lap, he loses the back end. They're side by side, exiting the corner through 14. Into 15, Profodes takes the lead. Through 16, into turn 17. Barmer now has to follow. He's got a 4/10 margin. So long as he doesn't get a penalty, he's still got this. But I'm sure he would love to win it on track. Through the final half of the racetrack we go, towards turns 22 and 23. They chuck it in at high speed as Cameron crashes out. He crashes out at turn 14. But we got to keep our eyes on this. So long as Barmer does not make a mistake, he's got it in the bag. And here he comes, looking around the long way at turn 26. Profodes can do nothing, unfortunately. He stays behind the Mercedes-Benz. What a battle. What a final lap battle between these two. It's going to be a drag race to the line. It doesn't mean much, though, because Barmer will take the checkered flag. He will win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Oh, I'm glad I hopped in at the right time. Good Lord.
Not a bad time to join, I guess. Yeah. As Bertie finishes on the podium. And as you said, that might be his first.
Yeah, I think it is.
Dream finishes in 4th. Aaron will cross the line in 5th, but Wing It will take that position away because of penalties. Oh, and actually, Aaron finishes in front of Dream as well. So Dream gets demoted to P6. Blade in 7th. Then Express will be in P8. And then Vermu will stay in 9th. Matty will complete the top 10, it seems. And also Cameron crashing on the final lap. Oh dear.
Yeah, I've seen that a time or two before.
Yeah, at 13, it's quite easy to do. Just probably got on the power a little bit too much and lost the back end.
Oh. Absolutely dreadful circuit.
Oh.
But I think up until that final lap, it was very hard but respectful racing.
I think so. I think everyone battled with each other pretty well over the course of this one.
I was watching your stream as well.
Saw a bit of contact here and there, but I don't think there was anything major. As Cam...
Yeah, and only one safety car as well.
There's a interesting spin to cross the line. Finished down in 11th, I think, was his final finishing spot. Who gets driver of the day? Let's find out. Wing It! See his performance in the final results screen. The first is the podium celebrations. Barmer taking a superb victory, had a fantastic battle with Profodes all the way through that. And Bersey will be on the final podium step in 3rd. Actually, he and a few other drivers had a fairly intense battle at the beginning of the race. There were like 6 cars involved at one point. And I remember Bersey joined late to the party. I think he was down in P6 or something when he joined.
Yeah, it was right before the safety car came out. He was asking if he should undercut, and then right then and there, safety car came out and made the choice for him.
Yeah. That's and as a result of keeping out of trouble, he finishes on the podium from 9th on the grid. That's actually a really, really solid effort there from Bersey. And Wing It getting driver of the day, starting from P12, finishing 4th, making up 8 places. So that's why he's given driver of the day. And a race winner, Barmer, he will, I think, take the championship lead now away from Passassin with this result. So he can now actually claim the Drivers' Championship outright. And Profode, sporting a Qatar flag, finishes in 2nd place. These two had a great battle. It's a pity that the penalty sort of spoiled it, that Profode's had.
That was a titanic final lap.
It was. It could have ended really nastily between these two, but fortunately it didn't. The rest of the finishers outside the top 4, we have Aaron Carey, who was up in 3rd place for a fair bit. At the end, he will finish in P5, then Dream in P6. Electric Blade was in that fight earlier as well. He finishes in 7th, Express in P8. Vermu in 9th, he was up in 3rd as well, but he got mysterious front wing damage I didn't pick up. A few drivers got front wing damage I didn't pick up on.
Aaron's front wing damage was really weird.
I know
there was a little bit of contact between him and
Bersey.
Yeah. But I'm not sure how front wing damage came out of that.
Well,
especially because you couldn't see it.
He got enough, so then he lost 1 second within the opening sector, which is ridiculous. His wing looked fine, but obviously to the game it wasn't. And Matty Robbo completes the top 10. Then we have Cam, our final finisher, in 11th. Cameron's classified, and he does have fastest lap down in 12th. Andy, Shane, Motown, and Aboud. Excuse me. Our final finishes, our non-finishers here in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Andy didn't have a nice day in the office, from the sounds of things.
Yeah, he, actually during qualifying, he mentioned to me, so I was engineering for those two plus Motor, who Motor took him out eventually. That was the first time that he's actually exited the pit lane. He's only done time trial laps around here.
Yeah, right.
That's how little practice he's done. This track is, if you're on a pad, it is pretty much impossible.
I agree to a certain degree. But in order to race around here on a pad, you need a fair bit of practice beforehand.
Yeah. I mean, to Vamu's credit, he did win the AM2 race last night pretty convincingly.
Right.
I think, I don't know, track limits are just so wonky. The track itself is so wonky.
The track itself is wonky, yeah. That's quite right. And you're right with the track limits as well. There are moments where sometimes you get away with it, and sometimes you just don't. It just feels so inconsistent. And I'm glad that they patched the pit lane problems that we had before version 1.15 came out, because pit lane used to be a proper problem. If you cut any part of it, you were subject to 15 seconds worth of time penalties. And actually, I did a league race here. I got a penalty. I'm probably the first ever driver in league racing history to get a speeding penalty removed for speeding into the pit lane, I reckon. Because I got a speeding penalty before the pit lane speed limiter line. Like, I've never seen that before. I couldn't believe what I see. And by the time I crossed it, I was like 30 kilometers an hour underneath the speed limit. I agree. This track is wonky. And if you want to do well, you need to do a fair bit of practice before.
Yeah, you have to find some sort of consistency. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done a decent amount of practice around here. But I just, there's just no consistency whatsoever for me.
Fair enough.
One of the reasons I did a race tonight, but it's not about me. I'm going to crash anyways.
Well, next week we're going over to Abu Dhabi. Might be a bit nice.
Yeah, compared to this, Abu Dhabi is basically the driver's dream.
Hopefully next week will be interesting. And then, of course, we got Russia to do after that.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. I was looking forward to the off-season, too.
Yeah, but the games decided no. You're going to do another week, bro. Enjoy it.
Andy's internet. Yep, decided
to implode.
No. We're keeping you guys another week.
That was the most fascinating thing ever.
I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on, so I just started doing donuts. Yeah, it was.
I was trying to piece together everything.
Like Bama was in the lead, but it told me to pass him.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, I think this lobby's completely broken. Then right after that, it says car in this lap. Okay.
I saw about 14 different people stuck in pit lane, just for some reason. They're all stuck. And then they all just come out at once.
There were 3 cars, I think, that took that safety car restart.
Yeah.
Everybody
it was
just
so amazing. But no,
I've never seen that glitch before. Yeah.
No, neither. That's a new one. I've actually seen a few new ones with this 1.15 patch recently, so it might have fixed a few bugs, but I reckon it's brought up a couple of new ones now.
The more things change, the more they stayed the same.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. That is a perfect way of putting it. Oh, and I think on that note, folks, we could probably wrap up everything. Fairly entertaining race, I think, around Saudi Arabia, but I think we all kind of expected it was going to be intense in both qualifying and during the race. But I'm sure a lot of drivers are glad to get this out of the way and look forward to next week when we hop over to Abu Dhabi. But yep, with everything finally over, it's time for us to end the stream. Until next time, I've been Lane Everingham, and my co-commentator for about 15 minutes has been Kit and Petter. But we'll see you all for round 24, the penultimate round of the championship at Yas Marina Circuit for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Goodbye.